talk morning routines, shall we? Definitely part of my morning routine, my morning smoothie. So, all right, let's get into it. Morning routines are probably one of the most important parts of my day, and more so because it helps to set me up for success. My morning routines are actually more so a part of my mental health practices and how I really lean into deeper self-care, because I feel like my my morning routines are really an opportunity for me to ground myself and to put myself first before I interact, engage, think about anything else or anyone else. It's really this daily reminder that I have to fill my own cup first. If I don't fill my own cup, then I'm basically a shell of a woman as I go into the day. And I find that a lot of people struggle with putting themselves first. And this is where I think this can be a great practice for anyone, because when you are focusing on how you start your morning and it being about you, like 100% about you, it really sets the tone for the rest of the day. And it's actually kind of giving you this kind of confirmation that I'm important. I have to tend to myself first. I have to tend to my needs first. I have to do what I need for myself before I can do anything for anyone else. And it's something that I saw and learned from my mother, and I learned from my grandmother, who both two women who were super, super giving and did a lot for everyone else. And during the day, I didn't really see them practicing self care or really putting themselves first. But I would remember in the morning, if I would wake up in the middle of the morning or early morning, I would see them, you know, at their chair in the morning with their coffee, with their journal, with their books. They would be praying and meditation and just doing a lot of different things that would really help them to just settle in and connect with themselves, connect with God. And that's something that I've taken on as well. And I'm so grateful for that. And the reality is, they never told me that, but I just watched and I observed it and I saw it and I was like, oh, I get it. So it's been something that I've been doing for quite a while now, and it's been really, really helpful for me. And I really let my clients know that they should do it as well, because if you're not taking time for yourself and you're not really leaning into what you need in the morning, then you're not really going to have many boundaries for the rest of the day. Everyone's going to be taking from you. Everyone's going to be reaching for you, grabbing for you. And I think the most important thing about morning routines is that they should be pretty solid. If you look at a basketball player or some type of sports player or athlete, before they do something that's really high stakes, like before they shoot a free throw or have a serve on the tennis court, they do something. It's like a ritual. Sports psychologists call it an anchor. And it's something that they do every time they go up for a serve or a free throw. It's because it's this opportunity to ground them in the moment and get them into the zone and to let the body know, let the mind know that, all right, it's go time. And that's really what my morning routines are just like that. It's this moment for me to say, this is what I do. And I keep my routine, because it's routine, pretty much the same. I wake up, I do my, I get dressed and make sure I have something that I feel comfortable in, feel good in, because my morning really starts with brushing my teeth, doing a gratitude. So as I'm brushing my teeth, I'm saying to myself some things I'm grateful for. Um, then I go downstairs and I will make a hot water with lemon. I call it my sunshine in a cup. And I take that moment to just really zone in on myself. It's such a sensual experience, because you have the sensory of the yellow in the cup, the warmth of the hot water. You have this brightness of the smell of the lemon. You're literally waking yourself up with this really nourishing, hydrating beverage versus slamming coffee and caffeine first thing. I feel like sunshine in a cup is like waking up with a warm hug, where I feel like, for me, slamming coffee in the morning feels more like waking myself up with heavy metal or something. It's super aggressive for me. But I keep that going. And then I go and I start my journaling practice. I start my meditation. I do my prayers. I just set intentions. I look at my vision board. I just spend some time really being super just introspective and thinking and reflecting and connecting with my emotional side and my spiritual side. And then once I'm done with that, I move into the physical space. And that's when I do my workout. Typically, it's about 30 to 45 minutes of typically strength training. I love strength training. It feels for me something that helps me to feel strong and in my body. And I have to focus and I have to like feel my muscles and pay attention to my form. And it just, I really like that feel. Sometimes I'll do cardio after or I'll do cardio in the afternoon, but typically strength training in the morning is what I really love. It just helps me to feel strong. After that, I make my smoothie and then I get ready for the day. So typically it's shower, it's doing my makeup. While I'm doing my makeup and doing my skincare routine, I'm listening to either a podcast or I'm listening to an audiobook, just so that way I'm kind of focused. And again, it's like you're looking at yourself and you're downloading these really powerful, amazing words to really support you. And then I start my day. And that typically is about anywhere from 3 to 4 hours, but I have the luxury to do that. And I try to wake up early enough to do it. If I can't get up early enough, I will do my best to get as much of my morning routine done. So maybe it is wake up, brush your teeth, gratitude, make my hot water with lemon, take a few moments just to write down a few intentions, meditate for a few seconds or minutes, say my prayers. If I can't get my workout in, great. If I can't get a full 45 minutes, maybe it's a 15-minute workout, just to do something to move my body. And then it's again, shower, listen to my podcast. Sometimes it's a 15-minute podcast, sometimes it's a lot longer. And then I get started with my day. So the reality is, the routine for the most part doesn't change. And the fact of me doing the routine doesn't change, but the duration, the length might change depending on how spacious my schedule is that day. But this is really how I've been setting myself up for success because I feel like I start the day just super anchored and grounded in myself. I've tended to my emotional, my mental, my spiritual, my physical needs before I've tended to anyone else. And if you are a person who has a family, who have kids or pets or something, then it might require you to wake up a little bit earlier. But for me, that feels so important to say, if it means I have to wake up a little bit earlier to put myself first, so be it. Because I watched my mom and my grandmother do it. And I think that was one of the best ways they were able to integrate into the world and be these strong, amazing, capable women because they were resourced every single morning. And it starts with a morning routine. So that's what I do. That's what I encourage as many people, especially women, to do because I think it is that important. I think if anyone can carve out time and commit to a morning routine, you will see your days shift. You will see your attitude, you'll see your energy, you'll see your focus, your mood, the way you connect and interact with people because you're filling your cup first. And if you can't fill your cup first, then you're operating already at a deficit. And that's no way to navigate life. I'm all about living a nourished life, and that's a big part of living my nourished life is in my morning routines. So hopefully you have a routine, or maybe it's time for you to revamp your routine, or maybe it's time for you to start a routine. But moral of the story is get a morning routine to set you up for success and really lean into deeper self-care, deeper self-love, and truly just have that nourishing life.